Functionally what I'm doing.
Months until I'm customizing my pussy lips. I'm very excited.
For fucking the giggles.
Yo, you ain't getting any candy for it, bitch.
I have 1 round left. Just enough for myself.
Welcome to the Camelcast.
Sucking dick.
Welcome.
We sucking dick.
We suck a dick on this can.
I had to. Can I make an announcement
Grapefruit method.
before we roll into weeks really quick? I feel as though I have to take a fierce shit, and I just made a conscious decision to not do that before I sat down in my chair. And I made a coffee as well. So I'm packing coffee into my fierce shit. And now I'm going to record a podcast. Let's go, dude.
It's going to fire out of you like a cannon.
It might. It's possible. Not a very solid cannonball, though. You know, probably liquid.
Oh, no. All right, now that everyone knows way too much about...
Brendan.
No, that's why they come here, dude.
That's
why they don't come here.
No, that's why they don't come here.
So we have 5 views every week because I talk about my fierce shits.
Well, no, I mean, it's 5 views because we have 21 subscribers, and they don't know what to do with themselves.
We have 21 subscribers?
Yeah, baby.
And only 5 of them are clicking on our videos every fucking week?
Yeah, and who knows how many of them are just us, so...
Yeah, y'all need to fucking step up.
You're shaming the few?
I am. I'm shaming our 21 subs. Let's go, dude.
Any of you listening to this, you're fine. You're in the gold.
Well, I'm getting worried now.
To get a... What? Why are you getting worried?
20 subscribers, dude. When was the videos of me committing suicides had to start happening?
Oh, that's right. It was definitely a lot more than that.
It wasn't much though. I think at like 50, I was gonna do like weird shit.
50?
No, it was like 100.
That bar higher, dude.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how depressed you were when you had made the initial statement.
I can't go back on my word now.
Well, it's
time to die.
It's the one where you're like huddling in the corner. That's where the declaration was made, so you can always rewatch that. Get our views up. The algorithm picks it up.
I wonder if this is fate. We have a budding firearm interest mixed with promises of suicide.
We don't. You do. Fated for you.
Hey, that's in our weeks. So, well, why don't we start with that?
Hold on, wait. Before we move on to the weeks, real fast. Looking at view counts here, not the one you just uploaded, but the one before that. Okay, so a whole week of time for people to click on it. 8 views, and we have 21 subs. You got to post like a thing. You know how you can post shit to your subs now?
Nope.
On YouTube, like messages. So there's like a timeline thing, isn't there now on YouTube where you can like message?
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. So you should do that, and you should tell them all to fucking click on our shit because they're all wastes of space and they're not listening to me talk about my diarrhea.
Click the links or I'm clicking heads. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Click the links or I'm gonna put little shorty in a leg lock, and then we're gonna have a fucking problem.
All right, so weeks. I guess I'll start real quick. Not much. I did Tarkov. Again, I'm kind of enjoying the bits that I do get on to play. This weird. Well, okay, so I'm not enjoying it. What happens is my gear is in a nightmare state in that I have a lot of good shit, but I have no ammo for like any of it. Because it's like, oh, I'm still only level 7, so I could buy this useless ammo, and then the useful ammo I could buy, those are the guns I don't have, and even then, it's like the lowest tier of useful. It's not like great or anything. So I gotta like either completely switch up my plan or just keep staring at AKs every time I go into AKs I have no ammo for every time that I go into my stash. So I'm really waiting for fucking level 10 because I have so much shit I could sell and so many guns I could load with ammo, and then it's just like it'll be an instant metamorphosis into significantly more geared.
What level are you?
7.
I don't 7. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. We all bought and played Among Us a lot, which I will. I'll kind of leave that open. Maybe we should do it as kind of like a news thing because we each did that. It's a fun game.
You can just talk about it now.
I only really have one match to talk about, is because I played with some randos a few times, which, boy, is playing with randos a fucking thing. Like, some of them don't understand even how to chat, and then American servers are on fire, so you have to either go to Europe or Asia, and when you do that, they probably can't speak English, so there's also problems in there. And but I had this one match that was pretty legendary, in that I spawned. I was imposter. I was playing with these majority of the people, like 3 of them, for a couple of matches at this point. So we were talking in between and whatnot. Not that they were my friends or anything, but we have become acquaintances. What I mean. So we go in. It's the 3 of us and one other guy, because 2 instantly DC. And I feel bad being imposter on a big map. It was the first map. I can't remember what it's called. The Keld, I think. And so I immediately hit emergency meeting, go into the chat. I'm like, yo, look, I'm the imposter. It's really unfair with 2 DCs. Let's just vote me out so we could reset and everything's good. And immediately, I was Cyan at the time. One of the guys I was playing with was like, red is sus. And they voted, even though the only thing I said was, I am the imposter, me. Kill me because of 2 disconnects. And we could restart. They threw another guy out the airlock. And at first I thought it was a joke, but
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, are you sure they weren't just fucking with you?
No, but here's the thing. The guy that was thrown out of the airlock was one of the guys that was playing with us. The stranger voted him out as well because he read red sus and not my bullshit that I posted. And then after that, I'm just staring at them. The cooldown goes off. Another emergency meeting, this time by someone else. And they start blaming each other as to who is the imposter. And I know this is genuine because I vote for abstain, they vote for each other, and so we're back in it. The last guy doesn't hit the button, and I just kill the rando to win because that's it. We've already killed everyone else. And the rando immediately like left the group in anger. Like, so it was just a genuine and of course each meeting I'm like, for the love of Christ, I'm the imposter. What are you doing?
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Sounds like a bout of paganism.
Yeah, that was. I have no idea.
I just generally don't enjoy playing that game with the randos quite as much in the first place, honestly. I prefer to not have to like text chat with randoms.
The text chat is
like,
very weird. I do like talking with people more.
It's more fun when I'm screaming at my friends about who's killing my friends, as opposed to text chatting with random people I don't know and trying to explain things.
And lying to friends is definitely a lot better than strangers. It's easy to lie to strangers. They can't tell.
Love lying to my friends.
Yep.
My first game I won.
Good for you!
Wow. Everyone golf clap for Rob right now.
Yay.
And
I'm doing it, but you can't hear it because I push talk. So,
You should upload like that thing Filthy Frank does. Woo! Nobody gives
a shit. Okay, yeah, that's
I
in
think
the video.
One of the best moments though when we were playing was when me and you, Brendan, were just on balcony and Richie just popped in from the vent.
Was that me? I don't remember.
You and me were on the balcony. Then Rich vented in, and Richie was like, "Oh shit, you were blending into the balcony because I was gray."
Yeah, you were a ninja in
Oh.
that game.
That was the funniest fucking
Yeah.
moment of the entire time I've played Among Us. Just like pop, and then he just looks at you. I just stare at him. You turn around. I just go up and hit the button.
Those other maps are like so complex in comparison to the
Oh
one that we
yeah,
were spamming.
compared to HQ, they're gigantic.
It's
They're
far
making a new map,
easier,
by
I
the way,
think.
guys.
What'd you say?
They're gonna make a new map.
Nice.
Wow.
No announcement of when. They said they can't promise nothing, but they are making a new map.
They
They're-
left all the
probably in,
files buried in some folder, and then the bank account surged to like 5 billion. And they're
They
like,
were going to
oh.
just say, we're gonna make an Among Us 2, but they're like, well, fuck, everyone likes Among Us 1 and is buying it. All right, we're just gonna keep up. We're gonna fucking double down and rechange the code of Among Us 1 and put in all the new shit we wanted to put in the second one.
there you go.
That's smart, honestly.
Yeah, you have your player
instead of
base.
asking people to buy another game. Are they doing is the new map gonna be like paid DLC? Have they said that? I'm
No.
assuming it is.
From what I've gathered, hang on, I'm gonna read the article I just got it on.
The other maps were initially DLC, but they're free now.
Oh.
Here are some things. This is probably a more difficult choice. Yeah, not staying with the source code and having to change it instead of just making a new one. They want to fix servers. There no ETA on that. They want to do colorblind support.
That is kinda
Oh wow,
hilarious, isn't it?
yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's a problem, A. And B, it is so interesting, isn't it, to have a game that's like not like giga old, but like relatively old, and then like one day it just
popped up
blows
and-
the fuck up. It was just sitting in some dark corner of Steam, and all of a sudden every Twitch streamer and their mother is playing it, and then like however many people work on that game had to wake up and be like, oh, what the fuck, and like hit the let's capitalize on this button.
Mhm.
in
they
a
want-
panic.
We were talking about it, where it's like, imagine sitting there eating your discount like off bland cornflakes, and like contemplating suicide as like none of your projects took off, and then like you get a text from like a coworker, and it's like,
check the bank.
turn
account.
yeah, look at Twitch, and then like your game is just on every fucking popular channel.
So the next stage,
Then you look at the bank account, and it's huge.
which they have just begun design layout. The theme has been set upon though. It's going to be based on the Harry Stickmin theme.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I know what that means either.
You guys never played like Escaping the Prison, stuff like that?
No,
Nope,
Really? You guys never played any of those?
no.
we don't play video games here.
Oh, are these like ancient Flash games or
A
something
few
like
of
that?
them are older, but like there's a whole bunch of them. The newest one actually came out. It was on Steam's most popular for a while, the Harry Stickmin collection. It's all the games.
I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. I've never heard of these. I'm gonna go look at it on Steam just to see if I've seen it and know what you're talking about.
Well, this is just the
just
the big
written it out of my
ad for the
mind.
Harry Stickmin. Yeah, his games are breaking the bank, escaping the prison, stealing the diamond, infiltrating the airship, fleeing the complex, and the final one, which was out not too long ago, was completing the mission.
I have no fucking
No
idea. What you're
idea.
talking.
You're talking Chinese to me.
So over my head.
Well, that's the next theme for their map.
All right.
Shit, I don't know. Cool. And beyond that, I also watched The Boys.
Yeah. Are you done with it?
No. They're doing one a week, like a real
Oh,
show.
I
What
fucking
weirdos.
hate that, dude.
No, it's fine. I like it actually.
I kinda
No
hate
way,
it.
dude. Everyone's doing that. Like Mandalorian does that. I guess Boys does that. Isn't Lovecraft Country do that shit too?
Yes.
You know
Yeah.
why they do that though, right? Like from a business perspective.
To get
it's
people
because
back
they're like,
on.
yeah, it's because they're like, oh, well, if we just dump all of the Mandalorian season 2, people will take our free trial and then they'll just watch it. But if we peter it out and we give people that FOMO, then maybe they'll like get a free trial, realize they can't possibly watch the whole thing, and then spend for like an actual subscription. It makes sense from a business perspective. I just kind of hate it. I wish people would just do what Netflix does and just put the whole fucking thing up.
All right.
Google it.
And then the other thing I did was I shot guns.
Right, that.
Yeah, I did it. I did it Saturday with a coworker, and then I did it Tuesday with our good boy Richie here. And I had the same exact. I think there's something primal within people in that. First thing I shot was a 22. That was okay. It's kind of nice. And then they handed me a shotgun. and I felt that kick. I heard that boom. I did the classic shook, and something awakened inside me. And Richie, I think went through a similar experience. But yeah, Richie, care to confirm?
Yep, I was with him, and I shot the guns as well.
Go blat blat.
And the Glock was cool. A little hard to handle with my fucking like gorilla hands because it was kind of small.
Even with my like normal person hands, like I guess it's his carry pistol because it's very compact and yeah. It was,
The AR was very fun. It was cool to shoot. I liked it, but that shotgun, man, just the boom and the kick, and then the shuck. It was
the shuck and then the fuck.
It was it's hard to explain. It's just satisfying. It's satisfying after like hearing the boom and getting the kick and then just doing the pump action and hearing the sound. It's just fucking great.
Yeah.
Not much to say past that.
I think it's something primal. It's like secretly hardwired into people. That's like the caveman coming out. You know what I mean?
Back in the day when cavemen had shotguns.
Oh, you know what I mean. Shut up. The caveman shotguns.
Caveman with a shotgun.
Nice. And that was my week.
I mean, you can roll into mine, seeing as they're very connected. Obviously, as I just said, shot the guns with Anthony and our friend Matt. And
you may recognize from our intro and that one episode.
Yeah, and he's never coming back. What? But
the fuck was that?
Get
Get the guns!
That was Rob being muted, and then we heard whatever he's listening to through the mute.
That's fair.
Because he does that, and he doesn't realize it.
Wait,
and,
did we just hear whatever Rob was listening to?
Well,
Yeah,
You heard
little
Adventure
bit.
Brothers fucking helper robot.
Yeah, that's indeed what I heard.
I listen to bangers when we're doing the podcast, so I didn't hear that at all.
But I'm very much, I was very, very happy with my experience. It was my first experience shooting like guns. So, very nice. And I am looking to further my expertise into the field of firearms for the impending civil war.
Okay. Hey.
Hey.
Everything's fine because we'll have guns.
Because, but we're not a gun cast. We're a game cast. So maybe that's a side thing we could do. The gun cast.
It's just you, me, and Matt.
But
that's a lot of fuck. I don't know. Bullets. That's a lot of ammo.
Nah.
Whatever. We'll figure it out.
But to the gaming, Among Us. Did not want to get it. I've seen it played. Didn't really look that interesting.
I was on Discord at the time. We all were. And literally, how this happened, at least from my knowledge, is Matt messaged me, and I'm assuming he messaged all of you, and he was like, "Would you play Among Us if like everyone got it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because I'd seen it, in like YouTube videos and whatever. And then I was like, "How much is it?" And he was like, "Oh, it's only like $5." And I went and looked, and I was like, "Wow, it's only $5." And he was like, "Yeah, everyone's in except for Richie." And I was like, "Literally everyone, like even BB?" And he was like, "Yeah, everyone except for Richie." And I was like, "He's not going to spend $5 to play Among Us with his friends. So he's going to sit there and play Warhammer 2 instead." And then Anthony just bought it for you. And that's the story.
And that's
I'm
the story.
shocked that you wouldn't spend $5.
Because honestly, it
have
didn't
fun.
look like something I was interested in. And then I played it just because Anthony got it for me. I can't not play it. And yeah, no, it was good. Good game. I enjoy it. Playing's a lot better than watching.
Of course.
It's a fun
And
game.
then I'm not gonna dribble on. That's basically my week. I played a little bit of Warhammer, like always. I played very little bit of Dota, some more Tarkov. Hating that.
You love it.
It's an abusive love.
You love it.
It's a love that makes me feel tiny and small and insignificant, but I keep going back to it.
You just got to get those good runs,
I just need level 10.
Tarkov giveth and Tarkov taketh, that's all I'm saying.
Because honestly, the most fun I had in that game was obviously when we stopped caring because the wipe was coming and I used whatever because I didn't give a shit. But looking back, just having access to the flea market, the game was fun. Because I got to use the good stuff.
Yeah.
And I had to be a little conservative, not just blow through all my money, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's not like you get flea and then you instantly are rocking like best in slot fucking gear all over the place. But it is more fun because you have the option of choice, as opposed to when you don't have the flea market and you're stuck with whatever the fuck the traders will give you, which is usually garbage. And I honestly think like early level traders are horribly optimized for new players, but maybe that's just me.
I think the guns aren't the problem. I think it's the ammo.
Oh,
it's the ammo, and it's like mags. Because I can't understand for the life of me why at like level 1, like all traders at level 1, Prapor will give you like an AKM for like Tashanka cans, but then he won't give you mags. Who thought of that? Like he'll give you the gun, but then you can't get the 30-round mags. And he'll give you the PS ammo. So it's like, what the fuck is... Who came up with that? Like, that makes no sense. You have like the one mag in the AKM that he's willing to give you, and then you have to just kind of like suffice. It's fucking brain dead, honestly.
Yeah, and that was my week. So, take it away, someone.
My week was very short. I played Among Us with the guys. Like I said, I won the first game. What seems to always happen is I'm always the imposter whenever we start. Whenever we start, I'm always the imposter first.
Hey,
so.
he mentioned it again. You got to put the Filthy Frank meme back up.
Nobody gives a shit.
No, I
And,
think I found Richie's new quote isolation though.
And
Me too.
and it was fun. I would like more people because only usually 5 of us.
I think 5 is fine. I think 4, you're starting to get the realms of unplayable.
Mm.
I think
like it was
5
6.
With 5
like,
of us,
we're
I feel
all-
like it's easy to figure out too much.
Yeah, no, 6 is good. 5 is playable. 4 is like unplayable in my opinion.
If we could get a big group, that'd be fun.
I mean, I don't mind it with like 6 or 7. I know one of the cultists got it, but I don't know if I'm ready to introduce him to the friend group.
Wait, did Glizzy? Is it Glizzy?
Yeah, it's Glizzy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Glizzy knows that this podcast exists now.
Yeah, and he
'cause I
knows my
sent it to him,
name.
so who knows? He might. Yeah, he does. So he might be listening to this right now.
I guarantee you he's not. It's physically
never know, dude.
impossible.
You never know. He's probably not,
He's
but you
hacked
never know.
us.
Shut the door. Thank you.
Thanks, Lizzie.
See, Rob, that ain't gonna happen when I get a shotgun.
Is that gonna happen? You're just gonna shoot everyone?
No, the same thing's gonna
Ain't no
happen.
one opening my door and just leaving it open.
No,
all you're
it-
gonna hear is
Yeah, it's gonna sound different. Instead of hey, close the door, we just hear and then we hear the door close.
I'll close it with the gun.
Just shoot it shut.
Door shut.
Oh, hang on.
Otherwise,
Sorry, go ahead.
otherwise, I got kind of swamped with work. I really didn't play much. Yeah, actually, I the most I played was I got bored one day at work because we were having a really slow day, and I played a lot of fucking
Fortnite.
no, balloon tower defense. That was the fucking most gaming I did this week, really, other than the Among Us we played. I read some new shit for D&D, but otherwise, very uneventful. A lot of work, a lot of sleep.
Always work.
Is that your week?
Yeah, that's my week.
Cool. Mine's pretty simple. I played a lot of Tarkov as I've been doing. I played a bit more of the Star Renegades, which I kind of already talked about last week, so I don't want to.
Are you falling out of love with it, or are you still like it?
No, it's a good game. I don't want to hinge on it for too long, but like, how do I put it? It's like you play it and you can kind of like connect the dot. It's I don't actually know who made it. Like I have no information on like who made it, how many people are involved with making it, but it feels like a very low budget like indie game, you know? And you can see all the lines of like inspiration. Like you can connect the dots to multiple other games that they played and went, this is cool, and then they just like took something from that game and threw it in a pot and mixed it up, and they came out with this. And like some of it works really well, and some of it is kind of clunky and like sort of shitty in its implementation. So like I said like last week how it's like a JRPG combat system. From what I understand, I think the combat system comes from another game that I've never played, but I've seen people say that it's like heavily inspired by some other game. I can't even remember what it's called off the top of my head right now. But so you have that where it's like this timing based like JRPG combat system. Then throw into the mix like a ranking system, kind of like from Darkest Dungeon, where like you've got a front rank and a back rank. So like attacks can only hit people in certain ranks unless like some special buff or whatever would say otherwise, or like an attack will let you just hit whoever you want. So you've got that thrown in the mix. Then you've got a camping system also from Darkest Dungeon, like ripped straight from it, where it's like at the end of your turns, quote unquote, because like you move around on a map and you can only move to like an adjacent zone like 3 times, and then you have to stop to camp. And you fight in each zone typically, and then like you get gear and shit like that. And then when you clear the map, so to speak, you fight a boss, and you do that like 3 times, and then you go to the last area, and then you do that, and then you win. Unless you fuck up, and then your run resets. And like every time you do 3 moves, you stop to camp. And it's just the Darkest Dungeon camping system, where it's like characters have certain camp skills based on the character and like based on what level they are, and then like you have like 5 action points, so to speak, whilst you're camping per night. So it's like some of them cost 1, some of them cost 2, so you use them. And then like it's very clearly inspired by Darkest Dungeon, with the one exception or the one interesting aspect of it that's new being that there's like a relationship system. So like the characters, if when they use skills on each other, will like gain like a bond that increases, and then as that goes up they get buffs, and then as it goes up again to like the 2nd level they get like combo attacks, kind of like some Chrono Trigger shit, you know. So that's interesting. And then, but like that's two things from Darkest Dungeon, plus a combat system that's clearly like JRPG inspired and supposedly comes from something else. Then you've got the Nemesis system in there from Shadow of Mordor games, which is like just clearly the Nemesis system, just like ripped from that and put into this. And then you mix all that shit up and you combine it with a UI that for the most part is kind of spastic and not great, to the point where like sometimes in combat when you have like 5 or 6 characters in your party and you want to click on one of them to get them to do something, sometimes one of them will be like overlapping with another and you have to play like find the magic pixel to click on the character that you want to click and actually get them to do something. And then it's even worse when you want to target a specific enemy with something, because now you have to do that with them when there's like a lot of enemies on screen. So like there's all these little problems that kind of stack up where it's clearly, I don't want to say like lazily done, but like sloppy, I guess. But I think the good shit about the game outweighs the bad for the most part, because the combat system is very interesting. I like it, at least. Like it's fun, it's very rewarding. So I think for the most part, I would give it like a thumbs up. I don't know if it gets Brandon's 2 thumbs up of Camel approval, but it gets 1 or like 1 1/4. I can't hold up 1 1/4 thumbs without also hitting my push talk, but I am trying, and I just want that to be known for the podcast.
I felt it. I feel that.
And the only other thing I did is I spent, to be honest, like I didn't play a lot of Star Renegades. I played like maybe like a few more hours of it between last podcast and this one. I think most of my free time I've been putting into working on some stuff, which I thought I would have done by the time we recorded this podcast, but it's taking me a very long time and it's been a little tedious. But I'm kind of excited about it and I'm happy with how it's turning out. And I think if I'm lucky, by the next time we record this podcast, I will have finished the track that I am working on. And I think I've come to the conclusion that when I'm done with it, I would like, because I'm relatively happy with how it's turning out, that I would like to have somewhere that I upload my shit to. I just, I don't know how I'm going to do that yet. Like, I don't know where I'm going to upload it and I don't know what I'm going to call. Yeah, I would probably do SoundCloud, but I would do like multiple things. Like I might make a YouTube as well. And then I'll also upload it to his SoundCloud. And the big sticking point for me is that I don't know what I'm going to call it, because I don't want it to just be Brandon SoundCloud that he uploads drum and bass tracks to.
I don't know. That's pretty catchy.
Sure. I probably won't do that. So I have to figure out those details, and then I might have a track uploaded somewhere by this time next week, depending on how hard I work on it in the next
Push
like.
Shove it down all 20 of our subscribers' throats.
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
there you
dude!
go.
I'm gonna be the next drum and bass sensation due to our 21 subs, 6 or 7 of which are just us subbing to our own podcast channel.
All right, I'm just gonna say, Brandon SoundCloud that he uploads drum and bass to, its anagram is Bastard.
Nice.
That's pretty
That's
strong.
my name.
There it
That's my
is.
producer name. That's pretty much been my week. It's been a little bit of Tarkov, a little bit of like the Star Renegades, and mostly just working on some shit. And I am so fucking ready to just be done with it, to be completely honest with you, and to just move on to the next thing, because it's been taking me way longer than I wanted it to take. But that's how I fucking roll. I get hung up on stupid fucking details, and then I take forever to finish it when I'm in the last leg. And that's been my week.
I think that's all of us done.
Yay! That means it's time for news.
Yay!
So
I wanna
let's. What?
I said I wanted to get the one thing off that was going to make Richie angry. The Baldur's
We'll get
Gate
there.
3.
We'll get there. Well, okay,
start with
let's
the
do
big
it.
Shit.
Let's
start with
fucking
the,
do
we're
it.
gonna do that. Okay, I thought we should start with
It's
the
been
big shit.
spoiled. We gotta do it.
Whatever.
Baldur's Gate 3, the early access got delayed. Richie is angry.
That maybe has become a maybe not.
Big quote, unquote, maybe.
Angry is one of the emotions I feel. It's not like It's not like blistering hatred or anger. In fact, it's like the funny anger. It's like I stare. You told me that, and like I wanted just to bust out laughing because fuck these people, and it's just hilarious.
I want to talk about this first. This is we're gonna get some.
Well, we were gonna say it
Well-
regardless.
Why fuck these people? It's a 6-day delay.
Listen.
less than a
Obviously,
week.
I've stated this in previous casts. Obviously, they're still getting my money because the game looks good, and I don't care, but because it's a D&D game and it looks good, and Larian does a good job. I just think the marketing for this game is fucking out of whack.
I don't understand what that means.
Well, one, yeah, it might be a small minority of people. I'll admit it's not a popular opinion, but it is mine, and I will stick to it.
I just think to it hard.
And I mean, the game still looks good. I'm still like gonna buy the fucking game. Like, I still think the game looks really good, and I'm gonna buy it. So, I think people are willing to give a good game a lot more leeway.
I'm sorry. What did you call
Houses.
everyone who didn't agree with you, Rich?
Oh, well, I mean, everyone who doesn't agree with me in general is just, an idiot. But
Oh, well, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, Sam. Don't worry.
You.
I will never be made to understand your opinion on that. Ever.
I've said it's a very personal opinion. It doesn't have to be
It
yours,
is.
but it is mine.
No, you're correct. It does not have to be mine, and thank God it doesn't have to be. 'Cause then I'd feel like this with everything that gets pushed back. Because logically speaking, you should. In fact, you should feel even worse about games that don't give you a maybe. I'd be
Eh,
ripping my fucking pubic hair out right now because Cyberpunk got delayed twice, and they never told me that it was gonna get delayed. They just told me when it was gonna come out, and then they delayed it. Those motherfuckers, they didn't even warn me. Fuck! And now my teeth are on my pubes. See the logic?
Like,
And
if they would have put out that
gameplay
trailer and just left the end part out, like without the August or anything, that would have been fine. That would have built my hype and it was all good. But then you slap
It's
that
the
date on with the
combination.
maybe, and it combined it into just, a mixture of, wow, these fuckers can't commit to a date or want to leave that door open, and then they wasted time and resources to do that. That's just the way I processed it.
Yes, which I still don't understand, but that's fine. I legitimately don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm done. This week or any other, I will no longer be posting delays for this game in the Camel podcast channel. Someone else will have to do that.
Agreed. Cyberpunk released
Wait.
a
No.
bunch of
No.
trailers. I haven't seen all of them. I just watched the gangs one.
It was
haven't-
two.
I haven't
it was
seen
only
any of
two.
them.
It was 2 and a Night City Wire. They're pretty short, honestly. They're only like 2 minutes long. But the Night City Wire was like half an hour, and I didn't watch that, to be honest.
Well, it's probably more stuff about the game in that.
Yeah, probably.
And I at least saw the gangs one. I mean, it's neat. There's
There's a lot.
well, yeah.
Like through the whole trailer, I was like waiting for them to stop introducing these like street gangs. I was like halfway through, I was like, they're gonna stop now. It's just gonna be like a super cut of gameplay.
Yeah,
or
you know what was
something
the
for,
funny
like, the
part
last minute.
too is like the last 25%. It was a super cut of more gangs. They were like they
Just
go
keep going.
they literally go over every gang in the city, and then they're like, and the Badlands, here's one gang, and then like rapid cuts of the other like 4 gangs in the Badlands before it's like trailer's done.
It was shocking how much was in that, plus the other trailer too, which was kind of cool. But that one was more of just like a general like setting establishing trailer, like just showing off parts of the city and stuff, and showing off like stuff on the TV. I think, assuming that there will be like TV shows you can watch in game and shit like that. That's what it looked like to me, at least.
Like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, there's a gang that's totally like all about like hacking and all, like it's also like voodoo shit.
Yes.
Yeah, the Voodoo Boys.
That's the one I'm most interested in. That shit looks so fucking cool, dude.
There's also a gang of what appears to be nothing but like women of the night like strippers and prostitutes who like
That's cool.
band
Ladies
together, arm
and men
themselves
of
to
the night,
defend
yes.
themselves. Yeah. Oh, is it men too? I only
Yep.
noticed women in fucking gameplay shots, but yeah, that was kind of dope as well.
For me, it's Maelstrom all the way. Robots, 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 robots.
I like the
The idea of having like these big fucking like gangs. They're all about hacking computers in a cyberpunk future, and they all just like deem it voodoo. That shit's just so fucking cool.
a lot. You guys remember the controversy with that shit?
What?
Like
Wow.
a few, like this was like I'm going back maybe like a God, it feels like maybe it was like a year or something like that. But when they first we got like those first long form gameplay trailers and like showcases, and it was the character walking around like the inside of some kind of complex, and he was shooting all these gang members, and they were like, yeah, these are the voodoo boys, and they were like all black people, and everyone wrote articles about it being like, this game is horribly racist. There's a gang called the Voodoo Boys, and you shoot them in the face, and they're all fucking black.
Well, of
And then
course.
I think isn't the guy, and then I think the hilarity of it was that isn't the guy that writes the original Cyberpunk material a black guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the stupid thing: is it's like gangs in real life tend to formulate on race, and like that's what Maelstrom is. In the first long form gameplay, when they're killing is Maelstrom, Maelstrom is explicitly also like white supremacist and cyborg supremacist too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why I like him. No, I'm kidding. It's for the cyborg shit.
Oh, he stayed his hand.
I've been exposed by myself. Anyway, and like yeah, and the Voodoo Boys, like they're literally Haitian. Like that's where the core of the gang comes from, because it's a multinational city. So it's like, I don't know. Well, those arguments always confuse me. Is like, should there be like white Haitians? Does that make it then okay? Like, so I don't get it.
It's a vocal
It's
minority
a
of people.
vocal minority of keyboard warriors for that shit, dude.
They saw
'cause,
something
like,
they didn't like, and they wanted to make us think about it.
Because like I
and they
think like
know-
normal people can like sit down and be like, that wasn't racist. This is obviously a street gang around a nationality. Like,
I just
you know,
remember, I remember kind of rolling my eyes at it because when I was like scrolling through my news feed, it was just like obviously everyone and their mother jumped on it and wrote articles about it because you get clicks, and they were all like shooting up the black people. This game's racist. Anyway, the fucking trailer was cool. I like the I like how they got they got all those stereotypes in there, including the Merca
Yeah, there was the
Merca
Merca
gang.
gang. Yeah, they're all wearing like
with their love of guns.
plate carriers and shit. Like it looks like very yeah. I like that too. That was funny. They're all wearing
The trailers,
like, fake medals and shit.
the trailers have. I typically I feel like I've talked about this before on the podcast, but like when there's a game coming out that I give a shit about, I'll do this with movies too. I tend to not watch anything about it, like trailers or like gameplay snippets or anything. I've kind of been breaking that rule with this just because I'm so fucking excited for it that I'm just like digesting everything they throw at me, and I'm glad I watched those two trailers because hype has been built. The other one is super awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you watch it. It's a very neat trailer, and I think it's also only like 2 minutes long.
Neat.
Very excited.
Anything else?
On Cyberpunk, I don't think so. I'd probably have more to talk about if I watched Night City Wire, but I didn't.
Robbie, I haven't heard a thing. You still muted?
No, I'm not muted. Just got really nothing to say about Cyberpunk.
Fair enough. And the
Get hype.
next thing is probably the biggest news is Microsoft bought ZeniMax, and everyone collectively
I'm
went,
excited.
"Who the hell is ZeniMax? I don't care." And then people were like, "ZeniMax owns Bethesda," and then the internet exploded.
And everyone was like,
Well,
I
did you-
care!
Something I could point out about that I think is hilarious is, did you notice that all the major like gaming publications were publishing their articles with title of like Microsoft now owns Bethesda.
Yes.
And like not mentioning ZeniMax at all
Yes.
because no one gives a fuck.
No,
and they
you
know
know
that
what's
people will click it if they
you know
see
what's
that.
the even better ones I started to see was Microsoft buys ZeniMax, creators of Fallout, and like and Doom and
What?
shit like that. Because yeah, so and then Bethesda owns ID, so technically now Microsoft has ID, all sorts of shit.
Bill Gates can make Master Chief and Doom Guy kiss.
Yeah.
It's
It's,
official now.
It's massive fucking news in more ways than one, and I find it to be very interesting, I guess, because
Very.
like, is it in what way? What do you?
I
scary?
I just wonder how Microsoft having it now is going to impact, like, let's say, like the next Elder Scrolls game.
I don't think so. I think people are a little insane about that. Like all of these games are not going to be exclusive. All like
no, they're not.
the
They've even said kind of
right,
to some
yeah.
extent.
Todd specifically said that like the next Elder Scrolls is going to be multiplat, and the big thing about that is
I mean, they can go back on that.
they can, but that's also a win-win because yeah, it's not an exclusive, but I mean, there's all the timed exclusive stuff. They could do that. Oh, it's on Game Pass. You don't even have to really buy the game, whereas you have to
They've
spend
already
money.
confirmed Starfield is going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
They confirmed that day 2 after the deal. They were like, yeah, when Starfield comes out, it's going to be on Game Pass.
So like
As
that's a bigger mover of systems and a subscription than anything else. And then okay, sure, we sell it on the other console. That means we're getting a cut every time even one of
Yeah.
our games sell. Just like right now, Sony's making a cut anytime a Blu-ray is sold on an Xbox. Like they have successfully put their hands in each other's pockets to take some cents out each exchange.
I think what's also important to think about here too is that even if we want to talk about the hypothetical possibility that Bethesda games in the future are Xbox exclusive, which very likely will not be the case. But even if it is, they're still going to come to PC.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
that's the Microsoft way. Is when something is Xbox exclusive now, it also comes to PC. So like people who are playing games on PC shouldn't honestly give a fuck about this. And the way I view it personally is like Bethesda's been kind of a trash fire recently.
Yeah, I'm
Between,
less
like-
excited.
Well, no, not so much that. That's not where I'm coming at it from. It's like they've been a bit of a trash fire between like Fallout 76, Fallout 4, and who knows what state their games are going to be in the future. But the only thing that can come of this deal is either going to be a level field where Bethesda stays exactly the same as they were before Microsoft bought them, or they get better. That's the only thing I can see because they're out from underneath ZeniMax. So either there's still going to be a trash fire, and then who gives a fuck, or something changes and things get better as a result of change in ownership. Like who fucking knows? But both things are fine because either we keep getting this shit that we were already going to get in the first place, which is fucked up, buggy, horrifyingly monetized video games, or something changes and the games are suddenly better.
My cynical comes out because I remember Scalebound, so I don't really trust Microsoft managing game companies.
Bethesda though, dude, and they spent like 7.6 billion to own them, as opposed to what the Scalebound situation was. Like, I wouldn't be that worried in that regard.
I don't know. I don't like big companies. I don't like big companies getting bigger, and so there's that front I'm nervous. But as an actual, oddly enough, from the consumer front, this really doesn't faze me at all. Because again, I primarily game on PC. And even if you're leaning the Sony route, I wouldn't worry about it because all the major releases that these companies are going to come out, they're not going to not get your money. They want your money. They'll give you an option to get their money.
It'll be really interesting to see. Like,
Versus they're exclusive to Xbox and PC, so you need to pay for it.
This is something tangentially related, but I heard today but was very, very funny. So, needless to say, pre-orders have started. Both PlayStation 5 and Xbox One X have
Sold out.
sold out. Other trend, Xbox One X, for some reason, its sales skyrocketed this month. I wonder why that is.
There's confusion.
There's going to be a lot of upset kids at Christmas.
Oh yeah. Well, that was something I think that like Wooly and Pat were talking about on Castle Super Beast, I heard. And I was like, yeah, that's a good fucking point actually. The naming conventions are a little too close. Some parents are gonna fuck that up.
Oh, yeah, well, it's confirmed. Like, the numbers raised, and people made note of it, and there's some articles swinging about where it's like, yeah, like, just a big glut of the wrong system have been bought.
I just pictured a kid opening his Christmas gift. It's a fucking Xbox One.
If he opens it from, like, the top left and he just sees Xbox and he's screaming his head off, he's so excited, and then he pulls the rest of the paper, and it's the one that's already sitting in his living room.
Oh, that's so sad.
And then he's gonna be like, "Oh, it's a joke, right?" And Mom and Dad are gonna look at each other like, "Oh shit."
Everyone remember
Yeah.
this. When the 25th rolls around, everyone think about this and all those disappointed kids that morning.
Christmas joy in your heart.
I'm interested to see how all this shakes out.
You know
with
what's the one
Microsoft
thing
owning
that I
this business.
kind of that also makes me kind of like laugh about this is with all their punch ups now, Bethesda and Obsidian are sitting across from each other at the
Yeah,
designated lunch
No, that
cafeteria.
dude, I'm so glad you brought that up because I wanted to talk about that and I almost forgot. Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That they're both owned by Microsoft, and a lot of people. I read an article where it was like people were tweeting at Obsidian the day this news came out, and they were like, "Hey, does this mean New Vegas 2 is a possibility?" And they literally like replied with a shrug. They were like, "I don't know, maybe," but like they're both under the same roof. Maybe Obsidian gets to fucking work on the Fallout IP at some point in the future.
It also makes an interesting thing where it's like, oh hey, there are two competing series, you know, like Fallout's going up against what was Obsidian's kind of Fallout-ish? Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds.
And now Obsidian's hitting back. They're striking at Skyrim with their version before
Yeah.
the Elder Scrolls comes out. And even Starfield might be Outer Worlds. And now, no matter who wins those fights, Microsoft just like watches the number go up.
Yeah, the number just go up.
They really don't care. Well, it'll be fun in like 10, 20 years when like it's time for like downsizing or spin-offs, or you know, one company does bad, like to just see one get absorbed into the other again.
Yeah.
Like just, but maybe now they're working for Obsidian as opposed to Obsidian working for Bethesda or some craziness in the far future.
It's such an interesting time.
Yeah.
I feel like this console generation is so interesting. Not because like we've talked about this in the past, how like I'm personally the opinion that like both of these consoles don't look amazing to me on launch. So PlayStation a little bit more so than Xbox because Xbox lost Halo at launch. But still, I'm not like wowed by a lot that's going on with these consoles. And it's so weird to see Microsoft like purchase ZeniMax, get Bethesda as a result of that, and then be like, yes, we now own this company with all these amazing IPs. Whether you like what they've been doing with them or not in the recent past, the point still stands that like we now have all this crazy shit. But it's not going to be Xbox exclusive. Like, what the fuck is going on at like Microsoft that they're like, we don't need like Fallout and Elder Scrolls and shit like that to be like exclusive to our platform in order to do well this console generation. Like, it's such an interesting strategy. I really don't understand it.
Yeah, the way that I don't think it's so much the consoles and their generation have changed, because they really haven't. It's kind of like It's the same song and dance again. But just the way that the industry is moving, and just like, we got our digital consoles now. We've got our Netflix of games now. We've got, all these big companies and a lot of people and that's the crazy thing. There's a lot of I see people arguing that it's like, oh, exclusives don't matter. And if you said that to anyone like 10 years ago, they would have been like, are you high? What
But
are you
that's, like-
talking about?
That's the interesting thing, right? Is that's like Microsoft's strange and almost borderline, I can't understand it strategy. Is like they're going into this console generation with like, we don't really need exclusivity. We don't need
Yeah.
it. And it's like, is that true? Is that not true? I don't know. It seems like it's actually really interesting to see the split that's happening where like Sony, the Japanese company, which is kind of interesting, is the one that's being traditional.
Yes.
They're the ones that are like, we're going to go for exclusives. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing for years. And Microsoft is like, we now own ZeniMax and Bethesda. In theory, we could probably make the new Elder Scrolls and whatever shit happens with Fallout. We could probably make that Xbox exclusive, but we're not going to. And instead, we're going to try to sell consoles off the back of like Game Pass. We're going to try to sell you our service and not the fact that like these games can only be played here. It's just that we're going to give you this incredible deal and we're going to hope that you stick with our console as a result. And it's so weird to see these like two completely different mindsets this console generation. I'll be curious to see how it shakes out.
I think it's really forward thinking on like two fronts, because one, it's like if these games do well, even if it's not on your console, you're making money, and
Yeah.
and you're selling this subscription where it's like it's guaranteed money every month for however many subscribers, and also like I think Xbox has done the biggest turnaround as a company's like brain I've ever seen, because just think about like the One's launch and how out of touch and completely wrong they were on so many levels, and then this seems so galaxy brained about everything.
Well,
where
that was correct me if I'm wrong, maybe I don't know if you know, but I think that was before like Phil Spencer was in his position.
yeah,
correct?
I think it might
um,
be like Phill is
yeah.
he's steering the ship right, I think. Because
So he's
even
been making decisions clearly.
there was that long span of time too where it's like Microsoft just forgot about PC games, and that's like they could have been Steam, and they set that ship sailed. And I think this like Game Pass, even for like PC, is like, all right, let's start aiming for that market, and like stuff like that is
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy. I still don't like it. It's smart. I can understand it's smart and its value. I like owning things, but Christ, I don't know. Just from where when
Boring you, Rob?
What?
We boring you?
A little bit.
oh, but it's so exciting.
All right.
Wow.
Rob's in like the big news,
No.
the biggest news of the week.
All right, well, I jokingly titled the next bit of news "Starfield Never."
Well, yeah. Are you gonna roll into the article thing about the engine rework
well,
and shit like that?
What would you like to?
I just thought that made sense, like the fact that it's kind of related to what we were talking about. Is that the result of this like acquisition? Are you like holding your push to talk to yawn on the podcast?
No, I'm not.
To
I
let
don't have
people
push to
know.
talk on.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. I should turn that off. I'm sorry.
No,
No,
that's
it's
all right. It's
fine.
all right.
I thought you
Like I
were like
said, I'm
I thought you were like
extremely dead.
purposefully. No, I thought you were like purposefully unmuting just to yawn in the podcast.
Oh, no.
Um,
I'm sorry.
what the fuck was I even gonna say? Oh, as a result of Microsoft buying Bethesda, they did a little interview where Bethesda basically said like, hey, turns out the reason you haven't really seen anything about Starfield or like the next Elder Scrolls is because we're doing a massive engine rework.
Thank God, because Game Bro is a nightmare.
Yeah, thank fucking God. This is like a point of, I don't know, maybe optimism for me makes me a little more optimistic in terms of Bethesda as a company for the foreseeable future. Is like maybe their games will be less of a mess.
Here's a
depending on what they're
slice
doing
of
with their engine.
$7.5 billion. For the love of God, develop a new
Fix your
engine.
shit. Please. Please, God. Fix your shit.
Never.
You've been using the same engine for like 20 years. We need this must stop.
It's literally the same one from Fallout 3. Just like, granted, it's had so many updates and works that it's like unrecognizable, but still, the core bones is the same shit. And it's why even still in Skyrim, like you pick up a sweet swirl and then everything in the room falls, like that centimeter.
Yeah. Everything like reorients a little bit.
So it's like, Christ, thank God for this news.
Honestly, the news of a complete engine fucking overhaul has me interested to see gameplay for like Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. I want to know what the difference is. And I think Bethesda's been kind of disappointing me for a little while now. But I'm kind of excited about these two games. I want to see what they look like, and maybe they won't be trash fires.
Maybe. We'll see.
They've built a little bit of hype for me just by saying that they're fucking with their engine. Like, it's interesting.
Yeah, I honestly, I titled this Starfield Never because I wanted to like do it like negatively, kind of like as a jab. And then I thought about what that actually means, and it's like, oh shit, that is like my number one problem with all those games.
It's a lot of people's number one problem.
This news is actually fantastic.
A lot of people point out the fact that, like, hey, that engine's fucking ancient. Maybe you should do something about that. And hey, they're doing something about that.
All it took was $7.5 billion. Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition clarification. All your nightmares have come true.
I can't stand that. This is the worst news of the week.
Japan was like, what is a computer? Only the new consoles have this advanced technology that we're doing the special edition. So we have no plans of bringing the special edition to PC at all. Here's your Virgil DLC. That's it.
I hope you're all ready to hear me complain about this.
Yes.
Wait, how
this is insane. And what's insane about it is their reasoning. Because their reasoning is, hey, special edition, you're getting turbo mode, you're getting legendary Dark Knight mode, you're getting Virgil. Right away, first of all, I just want to point out, that's a pretty limp dick special edition when you compare it to like the MC4 SE, which gave you like playable Lady, playable Trish, playable Virgil, plus those new modes. And Lady and Trish just had like almost completely new movesets that they just had to make for that special edition. There was some overlap with like some Dante's shit, but like for them, a lot of it was new, right? So it was a pretty big special edition. This one is just that shit. It's 2 new modes and Virgil, and a lot of people have pointed out that Virgil is just reused assets from his boss fight for the most part. So right away, that's kind of disappointing. What's even worse is that they're like, so it's coming out on PS5 and Xbox, like the new Xboxes. We are optimizing it as because LDK mode, for people who don't know, is a mode where it's basically like Devil May Cry Muso. Like the amount of enemies on screen gets amped up massively. So their reasoning is, we can't get that to run on older consoles. We're optimizing it for next gen. So therefore, it can only be on PS5. It can only be on Xbox Series X and S. It cannot be on PC. What? So we just get like however expensive the Virgil DLC is, and we don't get the extra modes, even though I fucking guarantee you that right this second, right now, if Capcom emailed me the only version of fucking DMC5 SE for PC, and I fucking installed it, right now, I could probably run Legendary Dark Knight mode. I could probably do it right now. Right now with John Goblicon, I could do that shit. But they're telling me that I can't and they're comparing my computer to a PS4 and an Xbox One. What the fuck is going on? Why? Why am I not allowed to have that shit? They literally just told me to go fuck myself. They quite literally just said that the money I spent on DMC5 wasn't as good as the people's money who were going to buy like a PS5 and shit like that. Therefore, I'm not allowed to
You're not
have the
allowed
new
this
toys.
content.
That's literally what they just did. They just told me to fuck off.
Like even now, like shitty store-bought laptops come with like SSDs. Like we are well past this being like enthusiast level hardware.
It's like absurd. And my computer's not even like super new. I have a
No.
1080 Ti and a relatively aging CPU. I fucking guarantee you I can run LDK mode. I
My-
can do it.
my
I'm willing to fucking bet I can.
My computer is 6 years old and probably outdoes like the pro versions of the new consoles. Probably.
Like it's insane. I just really can't. I can't understand. Like
need
I
to
think
upgrade
people are making us think about it, but it's like the reasoning is mind-numbingly fucking stupid. Like I don't know who at Capcom thought it was smart to make a statement comparing everyone's PCs to old gen consoles. Who thought that was smart? I've heard a few like tinfoil hat theories that it's like maybe they're not giving it to us on PC because they can't figure out a way to justify charging us for it, and maybe they're like afraid that like if they put out SE modders will just be like here's LDK mode but for the basic edition if you don't want to spend the money and shit like that, like they'll just rip the assets.
I just invented a new tinfoil that I will fold into a hat and put on my head right now.
You invented tinfoil?
Just now, it's a new tinfoil. It's
Wow.
full of
Oh, okay.
conspiracies.
Why aren't you yet?
So, I think since this is probably going to be the first like release, as opposed to like what's on these consoles and whatnot. I think they don't want to be the first thing that in the system requirements is the phrase SSD. And I think because of that, they're like, we'll put our hands up, we'll step back. DMC6, we'll bring that to PC and whatever.
But I'd be shocked if you had to have it installed on an SSD in order to run LDK mode. Like, now granted,
that's a
DMC5
lot of assets to load if there's a...
It is. You're not wrong. But LDK mode in DMC4 SE exists. So I don't know what the difference is between that and this new one. I don't know if there's going to be even more enemies on screen in this one as opposed to DMC4, but like my computer could handle, and granted DMC4 doesn't look as nice, but like my computer could handle that perfectly fine. I'd be shocked even if I had it installed on my hard drive as opposed to my SSD. I'd be shocked if my computer couldn't handle that. I don't know. It seems absurd to me. I think most people agree with me that it's like there's literally no reason why they couldn't bring this to PC. They're just choosing not to. And there's any number of reasons why, but they're very unclear. What's even more confusing is like they're still giving us Virgil.
Right.
They just don't want to give us the extra emotes. Why? You could literally just give us a fucking DLC, just like you're doing with Virgil, but go, oh, it's an upgrade to SE. So like give us like $30 or something like that, and you get Virgil, you get LDK, you get turbo mode, and it just upgrades your game.
And hell, release it later. I would understand that too. They don't know how to balance it, and like, because there's a lot of different PCs that could exist. There's like people are there's at least one person. It's probably an okay laptop, but they're torturing it in order to play Devil May Cry every single night. But yeah, just bump up those minimum requirements, and but they said there are no plans. Like
no plans.
It's cut and dry.
The other thing that's fucked up about this too is that we are currently debating whether or not this could come to PC and why they're not bringing it to PC, when the reality of it is like further reinforcing the fact that there is no reason why they can't bring it to PC. LDK is not a necessity. You can sell someone special edition and go, hey, like right before they hit new game, Legendary Dark Knight mode, you just give them a message that says like, this is taxing on your system. There's going to be a lot of fucking enemies. Maybe drop your settings, whatever. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you can do that, and you can warn people on the Steam store page and go, listen, LDK mode, it's very taxing. Like, this is what you should probably have to be able to run this. And then like people can buy it and just play turbo mode and Virgil if they can't handle Legendary Dark Knight mode. There's literally no reason they can't sell me this.
No,
There's
yeah.
no way they can fucking explain it to have it make sense other than they are just fucking me.
Your wallet
not
is open, and a Japanese man is looking at you confused.
He's like, no, buy a PlayStation. And I'm like, what the fuck? Just give me the game, dude. And he's like, no, PlayStation, buy Xbox. And I'm like, no, just give me the fucking game on Steam. I own it. I own the game. It's right. I'm looking at it right now in my fucking Steam library. It's right here. And if I just click this, right? Here I go. Ready? Here we go. Devil May Cry 5, store page, and then I go to DLC, and it could be right there. It could just be right there. I own the game. It's here. You're just not taking my money for literally no fucking reason. I hate it. I'm so fucking mad. This really angers me. The justification of we're optimizing it for next gen systems is like, you're literally spitting in my face. You're looking at me and you're being like, yes, you own it on a platform that can run this. We're just not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
And we have no plans to give it to you. That's
What are you
the
doing?
part that gets me angry, because if they say that, I would just be like, all right, that's ignorant, but they're working on it and they'll figure it out. But then them to be like, oh no, that's crazy. What we are putting. We're not even sending the janitor to go do that. Like,
Anthony, I will almost be more pissed if in like 4 or 5 months they're like, special edition is now up on Steam, because then I'll be like, you give money for Virtual first,
oh yeah,
then-
that's a good point.
then you made special edition for PC. And if they do that, that's gonna make some people very fucking angry. And they might do that. Because no plans doesn't mean that they won't make it for PC. They're just not thinking about it right now. So maybe they will, and that's almost even worse. They should just put it out now. What the fuck?
Or say we need time to work on this, not no plans.
The fuck? It just, you have the game on PC. How hard can it be? Literally, Virgil is in the game now as a boss fight, and we've seen the gameplay. He's just doing the shit that he does in his boss fight.
No, again, I think it's
and I
just
own
from
the fucking game.
right, but there's people who own the game that can hardly run it now, and they will
Yes, no,
not be
totally
able to
right.
run. And that's it. It's just, look,
Right.
Capcom has
That goes back to
amazing
your previous point, though.
developers. Their business division has always been shit. There's many
not wrong.
times they're like, here's a game, and then a year later, here is game plus more for less. Did you buy original game? Giant middle finger for everyone who supported us. Capcom's business MO is shit on people who support us, and they've been doing it
Real.
for years and years.
Capcom has amazing developers unless you turn down a certain hallway and then go down like 5 flights of stairs into a dank cave where you open a door that says fighting game division on it, and then there's like 5 dudes being killed in
Yeah.
there who are just like naked and sweating, and they're being tortured, and they're working on like Street Fighter V DLC and not Marvel for Eternity. It's just insane to me, because even the fact that there are people struggling to run it now, it's like, my point still stands. You can charge people for it and go, listen, LDK mode's hard. Okay, your PC might not be able to run it. I don't know. Buy it at your own risk. They can do that. They
Right.
can do that.
And that's how
They're
they should do
deciding
it.
not
Not Virgil, sell special edition, and then sell Legendary Dark Mode extra. Make our special edition a little bit cheaper, because it doesn't automatically come with LDK. And LDK put the big disclaimers all over it. And even when you go to launch it, put big pop-up window, like not extreme gore, but extreme lack of frames ahead. Caution.
You can even just keep it the way it is now. Like, you can just be like, a special edition can be Virgil, LDK, and Turbo, right? Sell that to people with a disclaimer, and then have standalone Virgil DLC for people who don't want the modes and who can't run it. You don't even have to split off LDK. It's just Virgil, and then SE. And then if you want Virgil, but you can't handle LDK, just buy Virgil. If you can handle LDK, buy SE. You get everything. Fucking fixed. Like, it's not that difficult. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I legitimately wonder what this is. Like, is this some kind of like fucked up? Like, this is serious conspiracy theory, like Alex Jones territory. Is this some kind of like next gen console marketing shit, where like they have a deal with these companies to not put SE on PC? Like, what's going on?
Nah, because they would be doing it for more games than just this.
So fucking stupid. Like, it's like, yeah, every once in a while, right, you have to like be brought down to earth where you're thinking like, wow, RE2 remake was fucking amazing. RE3 remake, pretty good, not as amazing, but still pretty good. Monster Hunter World, fucking dope. DMC5, awesome game. Are we getting back to Cap God status? And then they pull some shit like this out of their fucking ass, which I'm doing a squat right now and doing like a hand pulling shit out of my ass motion, which doesn't play well for the podcast, but I am doing that. Then they do some shit like this, and you're like, oh,
That's
right. It's
right.
Capcom. They still have this in them to be completely incompetent every once in a while and just fuck people over.
Speaking of, I want to segue to this story, which I think went under everyone's radar, but for me, it's so strange, and it's kind of the same thing where it's like, for this story and the DMC theory, I just put my hands up in the air and go Japan ? Question mark at the end. Disgaea. It's a game series I've never played. I've had slight interest in it because I like tactical RPGs. They're coming out with a new installment. It's coming out for the Switch. Except in Japan, it's coming out into the PS4. And it's never coming Western. It's never coming to the US. So, it is Switch exclusive in the US. If you have a Switch, you can buy the new Disgaea. If you have a PS4 or a Switch in Japan, console of your choice. But in America, it is never coming to an American PS4s, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, that's insane. It's like people like I don't
The one
know.
thing, and this is kind of conspiracy theory rabbit hole. This is where I go to get my news sources. Is so it's anime looking. There's some demons with a lot of titties, and there's some demons with not a titty. No nudity, of course. It's not that kind of game. But Sony, who is now headquarters in California, released a new committee to review games kind of like on a morality score and to give suggestions to companies that work for them and to block certain things and change things. It's basically like hyper localization, and they might be trying to just sidestep that process entirely. That's the conspiracy theory, is that they were like, we're not dealing with that shit. Here you go, Nintendo, and in Japan, where your rules don't apply, we'll release it here.
That's an interesting theory. Could be true. Could be complete horseshit. I don't know. It could also just gross incompetence once again on a developer's part and not understanding things, or a publisher.
Yeah. It's so strange.
I feel like this has been going on forever though. Like I remember old best friends videos and podcasts, them talking about games that just got like games made by Japanese developers, published by Japanese publishers, going to the UK only, and like not the States.
Well, dude,
or like vice versa.
Gundam Breaker
like,
3.
what?
I had to buy Gundam Breaker 3 from China and get it shipped to me because it wasn't in dubbed, but it was in subtitled English because there's a lot of English speakers in Hong Kong. But it was never released Western. But I was able to play it because PlayStation 4 is region free. So they could have just released it, and that was like the last good Gundam game until they shit all over it. So, like, I don't know. There's weird Japan ? Arms in air.
Name of this whole. We should have a special segment on the podcast. Just Japan.
Mark.
Pretty fair.
Anytime there's a news story like this, we start with like announcing that it's a Japan segment.
Yeah, sounds good. Solid. Monster Hunter Rise. That Disgaea news came out, or Disgaea, sorry. Came out in a Switch thing. They probably showed off other things, but I don't. Who here owns a Switch? Do you guys own
We
a
do.
Switch? You guys
Yeah,
have
we
one?
got one.
All right. So I don't really dip my toe into that. I was going to buy a Switch to play Demon X Machina, but then it came out on PC, and I was like, there goes the reason for me to own that
Any
console.
reason.
Here's my Switch books.
And yeah, so they had a direct and they showed off other things. I think there's like a new Harvest Moon and stuff, but the only stories that we're really talking about is this Disgaea thing because it's weird, and Monster Hunter Rise because I really hate the Monster Hunter community. And I want to talk about that a little bit. But let's start on a positive. Brandon, what do you think? What do you think of what you saw?
It looks cool. I think the little whip thing is kind of cool. I honestly think it looks like a neater mechanic than the clutch claw from World. I think it looks very interesting. It's obviously not as graphically impressive as World, but that's probably because of the console that it's exclusive to. I think I'm a little disappointed that a brand new Monster Hunter game is coming out that I can't really play because it's Switch exclusive. But I'm not gonna get a Switch just to play Monster Hunter Rise. But I will unfortunately have to miss it as a result of that. But yeah, it looks neat.
Yeah. The main change is they have these new like weird bug things where it's clutch claw, but you can do it anywhere.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but doggos. I forgot about doggos. There's doggos now.
Oh yeah, that's right. You could ride a doggo. You know how
doggos are cool and all, but like, where was the fucking dog representation, man? And now there it is.
And it's done just like how your Palico could get a rider. Now you can just do it on your doggo. And they're selling a giant plush of that doggo in Japan.
Doggo. Can you pet the doggo?
Probably.
I'd be shocked if you couldn't pet that doggo.
You could pet a pig. You could probably pet a doggo.
That's true.
It'd be weird if they did, like, they removed that. I don't know.
And what were you going to complain about regarding the Monster Hunter community? I'm actually kind of
like, I really like Monster Hunter. I played it, I mean, fucking from the start. PlayStation 2 all the way through. I never ended up getting a Wii or a Wii U, but I ended up getting a 3DS, so I was playing games through there.
I played Monster Hunter a lot on PS2 with you back in the day, and then I dropped it because I didn't have any of the platforms that it went to. But shout out to fucking, you remember Frito Baggins?
Yes, our good friend.
I wonder where that guy is.
Frito Baggins and Chrome Razor, I'll never forget.
I looked it up before. I don't remember Chrome Razor, but Frito Baggins I remember I played with a lot.
Yeah.
Good old Frito Baggins.
The days before rampant social media, and
that was like my first Monster Hunter and Guild Wars 1, I think, were like my first
internet friends
with games like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of like social game experiences. I'm trying to remember if I played Halo 2 before or after either of those, but that's not even really the same thing.
Well, I mean, PlayStation 2 probably not. Was Monster Hunter late PS2 or early? I can't remember.
I really can't recall, and I can't remember when Halo 2 was in the OG Xbox timeline. But whatever. Point is,
yeah,
good game.
But yeah. So
Baggins,
yeah, shout out to you. He's in jail for like 3 counts of rape. Anyway, we're just
right,
friends.
No longer shouting out Frito
Baggins. So there's this huge thing about just people getting very upset when World even came out because it's not on Nintendo, the home console, which it's not. It's technically a Sony home console, and I mean, I was one of those people back when it started to go for like the Wii and shit, and I was like, God damn it! I have my PlayStation 3 with like very few games. I want to play my Monster Hunters. I love this game, and it's gone now. It's gone forever. And then I got a PSP and other things. So, but there's this constant argument of like classic Monster Hunter, and I don't even know what people are talking about anymore. I'm probably just gonna. This is probably gonna be a lost episode because this is just rambling insanity from my perspective. But it's like to me, even from what I've played, like Monster Hunter has changed a lot in generations. You don't notice it game to game, but over the whole span of it, it is like worlds different from like charging, let alone like the focus on verticality and world. Like even the start of verticality with the insect glaive, which was I think 4. It's at 3 had fucking underwater shit. Try you could swim like and fight monsters underwater, which they never brought that back. It's so there's a huge stink when World came out and how like World and Iceborne are shit and like cuz visually it looks like it should play different, but it really doesn't. It plays just like Monster Hunter. And I've been playing Monster Hunter to confirm that it plays like the same. They switch some minor things around, but the whole it's the same. Clutch Claw, big addition, very different. And now that it's going back to Switch, there's a lot of people going like classic Monster Hunter's back, but it has its own version of Clutch Claw. It's the same game. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. People find such it's weird to have transcended the console war like after being in it like for a while. I think around like Xbox One, PlayStation 4 I like stopped caring. And coincidentally it was when I bought my PC and became the master race and all the arguing of the insects amused me. But it's just so weird that like no, this is more pure or this is better, and it's just because of where it is. It has no bearing on like the reality of like gameplay and all other shit. It's so weird. I don't know.
People are papegs
Yep.
with massive biases and shit opinions. That's how it will always be.
Yeah, not wrong.
Until the end of time, until video games are no longer a thing and we've all transcended video games. Instead, we live out simulations by hooking our brains to computers. And even then, people will have horribly bad takes and trash biases. It will never end.
That's a positive note.
You're not
The world
wrong though.
sucks, Rob. And people are stupid. A lot of low IQ individuals out there. I don't know. What do you want me to say?
Next story is Spider-Man's.
Spider-Man.
There was
Superman.
Coomerman.
there was confusion that I wasn't aware existed and got kind of like further confused as it was started to explain to me. But the Miles
I can
Morales.
explain it really.
Yeah,
simple.
actually,
you want me to
you
explain
take
it
it
really
away.
quickly?
Yeah.
This is pretty simple. It was something that happened with Control first, I believe, and I didn't follow it that closely. But people have been very confused because I don't remember, but I do think it was somewhat poorly worded on certain companies' parts that people didn't understand whether or not next gen, because we're living in a time where like new consoles are coming out and some companies have said, hey, including people like CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk and shit, where it's like, hey, if you buy this game on your Xbox One, we're just going to give you the Series X version or whatever for free. So like if you buy that console, you'll just get a free upgrade to that version of the game. We're not going to make you buy it twice. Some companies aren't doing this and they're saying, hey, we're going to give you, like Control was one of the first ones where it was like, hey, we're making a next gen version of Control. It's going to be a graphics overhaul, a bit of an upgrade. Overhaul's a bit strong, but like graphical upgrade for next gen systems. Okay, is it going to be free like all these other companies are doing with some of their games? And then like their wording was a little confusing, and there was some outrage when these companies like Remedy were like, no, we're actually going to charge you for the next gen upgrade, so you have to buy the game again. And it's not that we're charging you for the upgrade to a better version of the game you already own. We're just going to ask you to buy it again. And this is happening with Spider-Man now, where people thought maybe if they had already purchased it on PS4 that they would get the remastered version of Spider-Man PS4 on PS5 for free. They're not. And the majority of the controversy appears to be that if you wanted to buy it and only it, you can't, because they're not selling it standalone. You have to buy Miles Morales in order to get the remastered version of Spider-Man for PS4.
Which was confusion. It was confusing to me, because from what I got of the marketing was that it's not like they're releasing a remake and they're releasing Miles Morales. It was like, okay, Spider-Man PS4 happened. Spider-Man for PS5 is that remade plus Miles Morales content. Here it is. So like I never had that confusion. So when people are like, I can't believe you also have to buy Miles Morales, it's like, no, that was what you were buying to begin with. And people are spinning that as a weird like negative-y thing, and it's like,
well, I think
what?
it's two different groups of people though. I think maybe that's where your confusion is coming in. Is like I don't think that I think the majority of like let's say you're a person who like doesn't want to spend $70 on Miles Morales for PS5. That was never in your plan. You're going to have a PS5, but you don't really want to spend $70 for that game. However,
I thought it was 40.
No, I think it's 50 for the PS4 version. I think it's 70 if you buy Miles Morales on PS5. I looked it up right before we did the podcast. I could be wrong. I can look it up again, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
I think that was part of the price breakdown from our last week. Continue. I'll
Miles Morales PS5 GameStop $69.99. Oh, for PS4 it's 50. Ultimate Launch Edition PS5 $69.99. Standard Launch Edition $49. They have two different editions. I think Standard Launch Edition for PS5 is $49.99. I don't know what the difference is between the two. Hold on, let me look at this really quick.
Now suddenly the confusion makes sense, because currently I am confused. Because then what is that? If you need Miles to play it on PS5, that can't exist.
The beauty of the Miles Morales Ultimate Launch Edition on GameStop is that they're not telling me what comes in the Ultimate Launch Edition. Oh, the Ultimate Edition includes a remaster of the first game and all the DLC. So you have to spend $70, get Miles Morales and the game as a bundle, as opposed to Sony just allowing you to spend $20 and get the remastered version of Spider-Man for PS4. I think that's where most people's annoyance comes from, is that they're not even really providing you with the option. Because if you look at the price breakdown, 50 just for Miles Morales, and then 70 for Miles Morales plus the older game, but remastered means they're valuing that game at $20. So why don't they just give people the option to buy that at 20 instead of having to spend 70 to get both? You know what I mean? I get it. It's not world-shattering news, but like I understand people's annoyance at that if you don't want to spend $70 and you don't want to own both. I think another bit of controversy too that's important to keep in mind is that you're literally like, there's some people who bought Spider-Man on PS4 and they're literally looking like across the pond at some other game company that's like, yeah, guys, if you buy Cyberpunk on PS4, we'll give it to you on PS5 for free. And then they look to their left and they're like, my copy of Spider-Man for PS4 is sitting on my shelf, but you're telling me I have to buy it again if I want to get the better graphics on PS5. You know what I mean? Like, there's some companies that are just giving it to you for free. And they're like, no, you must buy Miles Morales. You must give us $70, and then we'll let you play your older game, but it'll look nicer. So, like, I kind of understand it.
Yeah, now it makes sense that the fact that, like, that exists.
It's a small bit of controversy. I get it.
All right.
It's not alien to me.
Moving right along. Some top Blizzard guys fuck off and open their own studio, known as
Yeah, apparently
Dreamhaven.
he has created a new studio, and I think he brought other talent from Blizzard with him, like ex-Blizzard vets, and they're gonna make their own shit.
And just to say who he is, Mike Mohame, he was the co-founder of Blizzard. So we're talking back when they were good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very exciting. I'm excited to see what they could put out.
I'm excited about this. I'm excited about it because I don't really care for Blizzard in their current state. The only thing they do that I like is Overwatch, and even then they're kind of running that into the ground to some extent. So, seeing this guy leave and do stuff that could be more akin to like that golden age of Blizzard. This could be like the Obsidian to Blizzard.
Yeah.
You know? Like that could be what this is. But who knows?
And maybe they'll actually release an RTS in the year of our Lord, post 2020.
Didn't hope. Don't do it.
It's interesting that genre's just dead, isn't it? It's like weird.
Yeah.
Because it's. I mean,
some
it's hard.
companies
It's
still
hard to
make
make microtransaction money off an RTS.
I think it could be easy. It's just people will hate you.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, I think you totally can. To some extent, some games have done it. Like if you think about the cosmetic DLC that existed for like Dawn of War 2, where it was like you want to make your Space Marines look like Dark Angels and shit like that. Like you could just do stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Did Dawn of War 3 have like cosmetic paid DLC, or did it die before it had a chance to do that?
It had cosmetics, but I think because the game was so poorly received, they released them for like free.
Yeah. I was trying to remember if any of them were paid.
But yeah,
RTSs are to some extent alive. They're kind of like a puppeted corpse, you know. There was that game that came out recently, based off that board game with the mechs. I think it's like World War One, but if you had tractors and shit that were mechs.
It's Iron
Harvest.
Yeah.
Yeah. That game came out recently, but apparently it's like a Company of Heroes clone that's not particularly good. But it did come out. So like people are still making games like that.
Oh, didn't we talk about at one point? Isn't like Frontier doing an Age of Sigmar RTS or some shit?
Yeah, we talked about something like that. I remember talking about that.
I'm gonna do
Interesting. We're talking about RTSs, but there's a fan like made push they're doing to make the Battle for Middle Earth games in the new Unreal Engine.
What do you mean? Like just a bunch of people are like signing a petition to get someone to do
like
that?
they're literally there's a group of people who are doing it. And,
they're doing it.
I'm assuming they can't like actually sell it because of copyright, but they're just doing it and I guess gonna release it.
It's gonna get fucking DMCA'd. I'd be willing to guarantee that shit.
Monetize it.
That shit gets DMCA'd all the time. People tried to remake RE2 in Unreal Engine before RE2 Remake was the thing, and it got shut down. They told them, no, you can't do that.
That game was my shit back in the day. I love Battle for Middle Earth.
You ever play? Those games are very good. Did you ever play the really dog shit one that was like a Warcraft 3 clone? I think it was called War of the Ring, maybe, or something like that. It was like like what?
Wasn't that a mode?
No, this was its own game. It was like it graphically it looked a lot like Warcraft 3. They were like clearly trying to ape the Warcraft 3 style, and it was really bad. It was very dog shit. And then those other games came out and they were actually good. I think Seth Seamtach just did like a review of the game
Oh,
that I'm
really?
talking about.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right.
game's bad though.
And our last bit of news. We're already here. And honestly, there's not much to say about this one, but it's kind of funny. Peacemaker, who is, in case you're unaware, it's the guy from the new Suicide Squad movie, played by John Cena, already has a spin-off show on HBO.
I'm talking about that, by the way, in the camel thing.
In the camel thing.
Played this. Wow.
Yeah, that
God.
news about John Cena getting his own show off that character is kind of shocking to me. I don't know if anyone else feels like this, but it's like when a platform has a show and they're gonna come out with it, and then they order like a season 2
Yeah.
before like season 1 has even come out because they're just assuming that it's gonna be good, and it's like you're giving John Cena a spin-off show, even though he's playing a character in a movie that is a sequel to a movie that most people did not like. So are you just assuming people will like his character in the second movie? Do you know something we don't? Is it that drastically better than the first movie, even behind the scenes, that you can just assume people are going to want a show based off of this character? Like, is it just me, or is that kind of fucking weird?
No, yeah, it's extremely weird. It's an untested thing. I think John Cena is trying to become the new Rock, which I think he might be able to pull it off. It
I feel like John
it really
Cena's been
depends.
trying to do that.
Well, I feel like that's the career trajectory for all wrestlers. It's either you get big on wrestling and then you become movie person, or you die of a drug overdose. And like that's about, those are the two paths. Flip a coin.
There's a third path. Do you know what that is?
What?
It's you rip your asshole open doing flip off the bucket.
Well,
You X-Pac your asshole.
escalated.
And then you
That
become a
escalated.
UFC fighter. Oh wait, no, you suck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the other route. Is you're like, wow, wrestling just drugs and kills you. And it's not a lot of money. I know. I'll do a contact sport, and then you lose a lot.
Yeah. Well, didn't Brock Lesnar have some success in the UFC?
Well,
Isn't he not
all-
terrible?
He started, I think, bad, but then he got better, and I
Yeah.
think he
Everyone
ended up
has
being okay.
everyone
But I
has
believe like
some.
CM Punk is trash, isn't he?
Everyone
in the
has some
UFC.
success. I mean, the same thing happened to Ken Shamrock. It's all sorts of stuff like that, and that's
I
the
prefer the
news.
X-Packing your asshole
Yeah,
route.
it's a rare route. It's only happened once, but boy, are we happy that it did.
X-Pac your ass. Podcast title: X-Pac your asshole. Will
Done.
YouTube recommend it to people? Probably not.
Probably not. You know, it was
Probably
very interesting. The podcast that I just uploaded because I dragged ass editing it. It didn't show up on. It didn't show up on my phone as coming out. Like I saw it in my subscriptions, and one of us curses very quickly into it, and that's my tinfoil hat as to why on my phone it just straight up I can't find it in my subscriptions until I started to
Really?
watch it
I'm
on
gonna
my
go
PC.
I'm gonna go try to find it on my phone. Has that podcast been shadow banned as a result of us screaming a
Cursing?
curse word?
Maybe.
Shadow banned. It more like we're just being swept under the rug, even though we weren't really out from under the rug.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm
we're
not
We're still
subscribed.
we live under the rug.
We're like, hello, and then they're just pushing us. They're like, no, shut up.
We are the dust
I'm
mites under the
subscribed
rug.
to sub 100 channels, and most of them are weekly content channels. There's no rug with which to sweep our terrible podcast under. It just straight up just didn't display it. It was like, nope,
It's in my sub feed on my phone.
good,
Well,
Took a
X-Pac
little
your
bit.
asshole.
done, sold. And that's the news.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
I thought you ended it already.
Yeah, so did I.